I just really quickly wanted to share a couple of tips for when you visit the shore in Edinburgh. Tip number 1, try to visit the shore at different times of day, different days of the week, and different weathers. Yes, if you visit this place on a Saturday, noon, it will be really busy, full of people, especially again outside of lockdown. It will be bustling with people, full of life, lots of traffic, lots of people eating outside, drinking, having a laugh, families with children, dogs, just if that's not your kind of vibe, there's a food market. If that's not your kind of vibe and you prefer a little bit more peace and quiet, do come here in the midweek, do come here in the evening for a beautiful evening stroll. You can go all the way there to the bridge and to the harbor to see the ships, the shipyard, the oil platform building equipment and whatever else it is. I'm not too sure actually what it is, but it looks pretty interesting for sure. Tip number 2, to visit this place in different weathers. Like, this place can be really beautiful and kind of charming and dreary in a rainy weather, on a rainy, cloudy day. It's definitely got its charm, but obviously everything always looks beautiful and pretty on a sunny day, on a summer's day. So if you want to just hang out here and have a beer by the water, observe life going by, you can come in the summer, in the spring, but just come to see those different vibes and how much this place changes and how versatile it really is. You come in the winter, the trees are all bare, everything is a little bit more kind of bare and rough looking, and that's when the beauty of the buildings and the architecture really stands out. And tip number 3, remember, try all these places that maybe are not obvious. Like, people, especially tourists, but not only, like to discover the obvious. You come here to see the shore, you come have a look around this part of the water of Leith where it turns into like a big pond. You have a look at that, you have a look at the shops, the obvious, and then you leave. And unfortunately, that is when you miss out on the true charm and on the real things that are going on in the alleyways. That's it. You can't visit Scotland, you can't visit Edinburgh without visiting the alleyways, and there is no danger there. Just peek into each alleyway, see what's going on, and you may always come across something really cool and interesting that you won't read about in a guidebook or in a tour guidebook. Look, you've got all these beautiful closes right here behind me. I believe water's close. All these charming things you can see, little trees hiding in the back there. Sometimes you see like a cute little window somewhere, just like completely randomly tucked away. Sometimes you find a little crafty shop. Sometimes you find a beautiful piece of street artwork just on a wall somewhere randomly. So I'm just totally randomly walking around Leith, and there was this church, this old abandoned church just off Constitution Street. It's literally just facing the Port of Leith Housing Association there. And there's a ton of scaffolding here, so I just thought I would go in and have a little wander. Like, if you want to come and have a look of what's going on. There's some people working inside. I don't know if they're going to kick me out, but let's have a look. Quick look. Is it okay to just have a look? Is it okay to have a look? Can I be here having a look around?
No, you can't.
Not in there?
No.
No, okay. I'll just take a few photos from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It actually looks better inside than I expected. Are you just going to renovate it into back into a church, or is it going to be something else?
I'm not too sure. Well, obviously we're not started yet because it's getting inspected tomorrow. And it's obviously getting taken for there,
So you don't know what it's going to be yet?
not yet.
Wow, that is amazing. It'll be such a shame if this all went to waste. It may turn into a community
A
centre.
lot of the stone and stuff has to get chipped away. Obviously, with some of it's cracks and all stuff. So a lot of it will get chipped away.
Oh, I really hope it gets done up nicely. Thank you.
It'll take a long time anyway.
Thank you. Oh, how interesting was that? So we're still none the wiser to find out what this place is going to be, but we know there's someone in there working on it. They are planning to fix it, hopefully. Nobody wants to lose such a beautiful piece of history and architecture. And the guy was kind enough to give me a couple of words of the information that he had, which he's not too sure what it's going to be, but he knows that it needs to be a little bit renovated, and he wouldn't let me inside because of safety reasons. He's not allowed to let anybody inside, but managed to get a little peek from the threshold. And yeah, so you never know what you can discover. I truly hope that place is going to be restored back to its former glory. So yeah, just heading back into Leith, down into Leith, and see if we can find anything else of extreme interest, or just a little bit of interest. And so when you do come off the main road and you decide to have a little risque look at what's around, all of a sudden you turn around and then there's this. And I mean, isn't it just worth just getting off the main path a little bit, getting your shoes dirty, and finding something that you will probably never see again in the whole entire world? And I'm not talking about not ever being able to see artwork or street art on the wall, but not this one. You will never see this particular one ever again. So, I mean, look how cool this is. I would really like to find out what this is. Could this possibly be, obviously, some kind of a skyline? Is it the skyline of Edinburgh? I don't know. But we'll take a little look and maybe we can figure it out. Okay, so I'm literally gonna tell you what I see as I go along. I have never seen this before. I may give it a little research later on just to find out if I was right or completely off with it. So this looks like some kind of like skylights, you know, some kind of a city line. Like it could be Edinburgh, but it could be not. It looks like some kind of tips of buildings. Those pointy tips, like this could maybe be the castle. I'm not too sure. But there's also like elements of lightning there. And there is some person. I'm really not too sure what this is supposed to be. It definitely does look like it could be the castle and the rock there, and definitely a skyline of some city. And so we've got one guy here looking a little bit sinister, obviously with some kind of a hood or something. The colors are very interesting, going from like a warm yellow, orange and purple into like a blue and white kind of silvery tone. It's really striking. And so what is this, lightning hitting the castle? But who is this dude? And who is this dude? You know what I mean? Again, the colors are really striking. It's like sky, there's like lightning, there's maybe like a sunset. Again, bit of skyline here, and another guy that only has like, seems to have like some kind of a feline mouth. What the hell is going on here? This is the second piece on the same wall, just continuing on. Looks like some kind of maybe an astronaut, some kind of a futuristic picture there. I'm not going to get into much detail because I'm probably going to make a complete and utter fool of myself. But it does look like some kind of a futuristic, you know, I've got some neons here. Kind of Blade Runner vibe there, like neons, futuristic city. Some kind of like pipe constructions, suits. I love that dude there. It's very, very, you know, chipper. I really like these highlights of light that actually look from a distance, especially on camera, they're like real fire. And these guys that look like a real neon. Look, this looks like a real neon. It's incredible. You guys, this is great. This comes from someone who can even draw a straight line. And look, we've got a little bit of light here. It says, it's like an artist message, obviously. Thanks for the local community support. But where is the actual name of the artist? There are so many words like hidden in here. There's like faces here. I think this may be some, you know, Asian inspired, something like a Ghost in the Shell or some kind of Blade Runner influence. You know, you've got the cat here. I dreamt music. I'm really trying to find like what these references could possibly mean. Is it a computer game? Is it a specific movie? Is it Ghost in the Shell? Or is it just something that, obviously some Asian references here. And I'm really not sure who the artist is. Is that signature. Well, we have a project to find out, that is for sure. This looks like they're in some alleyway, and there's like a guy with an umbrella, like a bouncer, and then there's some people queuing to come in, but these people also look like a bit malnourished. I don't know what is happening. There's another guy looking also very suspicious. Look how 3D on camera. I mean, this looks really impressive. This looks really, really impressive. I'm so impressed. And then so over this dude who is like gray with an umbrella, there's these massive like flashes of lights of fire, lanterns or whatever they are. So I don't know if they're like queuing. What does that say there? TDC? If this is obvious and I'm just being a complete idiot, I do apologize. I'm sure I will figure it out just the minute I finish filming this. And there's something here. I really can't put my finger what this is. Looks like a plane engine or some big drum or something. I literally have no clue. Probably very obvious. And at the very end or very beginning, depending where you start, is this guy. To me, the first kind of thought is like Ghost in the Shell type of reference. You've got the post-apocalypse, you've got the neons, you've got the kind of futuristic Asian city vibe. It just looks beautiful no matter what it is, and I have never seen it before. It just goes to show that if you explore and you get off the main road, get off the main streets and into the alleyways, you will find the real world, the real life, the real art and the real beauty. And this is on Links Lane, so this is just adjacent to Links Lane. If you want to have a look at it, or if you want to help me find out what it is exactly and what the stories are behind these pieces of artwork, or if you're the author and want to help me out here, please let me know. My point here, I think, was made that if you go off the grid, if you allow yourself to wander and to go into an alleyway, that's where you find all the gems and all the absolute treasures, and that's what traveling should be all about. Unless you do want to see the Edinburgh Castle for the billionth time on your billionth trip and just see the same things all over again. Nothing wrong with seeing the castle. I live here and I love seeing it every time I go into town, but do see these things because they are the ones that make your experience different each time.